Good morning from Buenos Aires. Tragic events knocked the door of thousands of families and put Buenos Aires in the eyes of the world. 59 people died and more than 2,000 have been forced to evacuate their homes as a result of one of the heaviest storms in the country's history. The province's capital city, La Plata, was by far the worst hit, receiving 400 millimeters of rain over the course of a few hours on Tuesday night. The downpour killed 51 of its residents, with at least 20 still missing. That same day at dawn, 180 millimeters of rain had deluged Buenos Aires city, setting a record for April. Due to this storm, 6 people died, including a subway worker who was electrocuted in the railway. Furthermore, the scene in the city was dramatic, flooding streets, homes, extended electricity cuts, and thousands of cars totally covered by water. In the most humble neighborhoods, people lost everything. In a heated political context between the local mayor of the city, Mauricio Macri, and the president of the nation, Cristina Fernández de Kirchner, 3 days of mourning were declared after what it was called an unprecedented catastrophe. As water reached over 1.5 meters in some areas, most people were trapped in their own homes, using roofs as a refuge and building improvised booths in order to save lives. Some could swim, but others had to wait for hours to be rescued. Unfortunately, the Red Cross said most of the victims had been old people who drowned in their homes. Also, some of La Plata's residents set up roadblocks to protect their neighborhoods from looters. President Cristina Fernández visited Tolosa a day after the tragedy. This neighborhood is the worst affected in La Plata, where she grew up and where her mother still lives. In addition, Pope Francis donated $50,000 to assist the victims and called on the authorities to set up their assistance to those left homeless by the storm. A week after the catastrophe, the only thing that is left to be done is working on a long-term solution, thinking ahead to anticipate future climate disasters. There are a number of public policies that are needed to be developed in order for the underground rivers across the city to drain properly. However, a ray of light and hope appeared during this past weekend. Thousands of citizens from La Plata, Buenos Aires, and other places from all over the country attended the affected areas with nothing to offer but help. Over 50 tons of donations reached the city with drinkable water, food, clothes, mattresses, and other things that will help the victims come forward and continue on with their lives. This is Folcia reporting from Buenos Aires, Argentina.